Hey everyone, this is Vickriman, and welcome back to Tyranny as we bring down the hammer of the Dark Lord upon our enemies. Probably should have maybe carefully prepared for this, but yeah, we'll have just a moment to do a quick check over the inventory. You should probably equip your javelin, because that's what you do, sir. Looks like most folks have some healing except for you. Well, that's annoying, huh? Let's see. We can split here. At least I thought so. There we go. And there we go. I think other than that, we should be in good shape. Peacebinder! That's me. You are the face of the enemy vanguard? Kairos works in mysterious ways indeed. Hope you aren't here to hammer out another truce. We're all out of talk. We still have a little fight left for you. A dwindling to short, sunburned, agitated, even when standing still. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall. Consider yourself fortunate. Some of the finest rulers in Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Truly, there's no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers, it has been a privilege to lead in order to share in your final days. All right. Let's go with this here. Fine, just one more gristle to chew upon. However many friends you brought, we'll be happy to slay them all. What did you hope to gain? Nothing that we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity, these things you can never take from us. The Vendrian Guard can never stand against all of Kairos' forces, but we can teach others to resist, and maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness. But I doubt it. But that's just sophistry. Kairos speaks our language, not the other way around. Besides, that proves nothing other than common history. But the Fatebinder is saying that Kairos is not just one enemy, but a massive force that can reach you even in times of peace. Armies and edicts are just two of the bloodier ways Kairos can control you. Dead kinsman, and what did taking Vendrian's Well cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How goes the endless battle of the blade grave while you deal with us here? And tell me, are the Archons unified in victory? Did the armies bond in camaraderie over our deaths? Our stand here is the first of your problems. How did you know the Archons were feuding? We are hopeless, not witless. Our eyes and ears tell us much. I will die happy knowing your invasion will grind to a halt as the two Archons tear each other to pieces over the title of victor. Perhaps my only regret is not living to see which child king will win. If you're so eager to follow my blade, stop prattling and come at me, or are you gutless as well? Any last words? Yes. Tell the voices of Nerat we are most thankful for his aid. We would not have made it this far without his support. Oh, what is that? Okay, so this is gonna be something here. So these guys, yeah, it looks like we should have you engage right there. There we go, I think. Yeah. Engaging that guy, maybe not the best thing to do. You should probably aim for her. Wait, how'd you get here? Alright, you have some sort of prone ability, don't you? Let's see if we can get that. But otherwise...
Consider it done.
Whoa! Okay. Should probably do this. And what do we got here? Pig on a spit. Where are you? You're here. Does this work? Alright, buddy. Yeesh. Yeesh. Seems to not be going stellar.
Consider it done.
We gotta do something about this guy. He's causing a bit too much trouble with our good friend Lantry.
I'm not.
Okay. Let's go for it. What is going on now?
I will aid you.
Okay. You're in trouble, buddy. I don't know that he's gonna last. Do I have a, I do, so that's good. I've got a revive thingy. Okay, this drowning thing is not good. They got a little bubble around him. It's because of her. You should probably be wielding your club. Okay.
You're not going anywhere.
Okay, why don't we do this? And versus right there, so
On my command.
excellent. So now we can take a bleeding. Oh, you're gone. You're gone too. Excellent.
Can't do that.
Come on.
I'll tear.
Ooh.
Feels like my blood is on fire.
And we'll do this.
Take me if you can.
Heal the Fate Binder.
You got it.
Excellent. So I think we're good, doing all right now. Yeah, go ahead and attack him. You're gonna do that. And now we can focus over here. All spellcasters left,
Can't do that.
which is nice. You can probably just switch back to your regular weapon to get your shield up. Not that it's gonna be doing too much
got
for you.
Bleed out, you little.
Nice. Okay. And
Shit.
get that guy bleeding.
I will aid you.
Okay. Give Barrack a heal if you would. And that is that. It looked kind of dire there for a moment, but we did manage to pull through. You worthless gnats. We may die, but others will follow our example. Mark my words. You've bested their leadership. Most impressive. Remind me never to underestimate the skills of a fate binder. I'm honored to have had a hand in the glory. And your help was pivotal. Graven Ash will soon be hearing an earful about your skill and courage. Momentum gauntlets. Okay. Gained favor with the disfavored, lost favor with the Vendrian Guard, gained favor with Scarlet Chorus. May pox take your children. With those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days on end tapers off into nothing. Your mind returns to a state of quiet you've not felt since before you proclaimed the edict upon Vendrian's well. There we go. Feel a tug of your chest as warm energy begins to form around you. Before you know it, you feel as if you are lighter than air. Whoa. Ah. Did you see that? We're gonna have to come back and loot the corpses, I suppose. Shazam. You blink away the last of the luminescent trails in your field of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. High winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lungs. Is this? Yes, this must be the mountain spire. When was the last time? I may need to retch. This is certainly a change. A damn cold change. Think I could land on my feet if I jumped? Not that it would matter for long. Kairos, be merciful. What now? Mountains rise up in the distant horizon. The rivers in the forest below bring to mind maps of Vendrian's Well, and you quickly trace the Mittani, the Iranev, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagined, this is indeed the pinnacle of the spire at Vendrian's Well. How did we get all the way up here? Another question. How in the name of Graven Ash do we get down? The warriors below must be sensing that the edict is ended. We should be down there by their side. The edict is gone and we're still standing. If I were a conscript down there, I'd run for it and thank my good fortune. Send word to Graven Ash that we are successful. Hereby proclaim this place is now an extension of Tunon's court, and all combatants must leave. Enough bloodshed for one day. I demand all blades sheathed. That was a worthy battle. Not since Stalwart have I seen such courage, such determination. Oh, but the siege needed you spans ago. Agreed, and I would be honored to deliver your auspicious message in person, but I think the blast of magic from the Spire and the Edict's End should have been clear to everyone. But Graven Ash will want to know you are safe. Go through that portal and report to Graven Ash, then return to me with any news. The parchment will survive the impact. Oh, I see. Oh, man. No telling how stable it is, but look closely and you'll see images of Ascension Hall in the haze. Well, if you have trained eyes, that is. Of course, even if it's not stable, the alternative is jumping, so what do we have to lose? Oh, how did I not notice that? Assuming this takes me back to Ascension Hall, I'll carve a path to Ash and let him know the score. Glory to Kairos. Send the Archon of War my regards. Thank you for being the edge of our blade. We've been short-handed even since we took the Gates of Judgment, and these oathbreakers fight well above their station. Without you and my vanguard, this would have been a bloodier day. There's no telling if we would have seized Ascension Hall in time. Vendrian's Well is yours. Hold it for the glory of Tunon. It would be wise for us to place court-held lands between us and the enemy. That way the chorus cannot fortify around us without giving offense to the Archon of Justice. Narat's treachery means war. I trust we will be able to rely on your continued support in the upcoming trials. No doubt I'm the very definition of an enemy of the Overlord. I didn't just resist, I led others into resistance, so I know what's about to happen. But I know when I've met my match, and like most folk, I'll do whatever it takes to live. If you show me mercy, I will pledge my life to you, good Fateminder. I know I'm an oathbreaker, so my word isn't what it used to be, but I promise, if you spare me, I will serve you well. Why would I possibly trust you? Because I'm all out of reasons to fight you. The Vendrian Guard and the School of Ties are no more. Leave me with no loyalties or ties to, well, anyone. We must all bow to Kairos' minions eventually, right? I would die before swearing fealty to the voices of Narat, and Graven Ash would kill me in a heartbeat. If I'm to serve anyone in this new order, it should and must be the Archon of Justice, and you are the only servant of Tunon I can think to ask. My fighting days are over, and if you let me go, I'm gone. Gone from this battle, gone from the tears. I'll never harm another servant of Kairos for the rest of my hermit life. Serve me well and all can be forgiven. If you will have my fealty, it is yours. I, Ebb of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Vickriman. She dips in the formal vow. I will serve and obey so long as you may have need or want of my skills. Okay, so she's sort of a... She's kind of a special case as far as characters go. I think we may replace Verse with her for now. Because when you look at her, she sure seems like she's a mage, but her stats and abilities and stuff, she actually doesn't have a whole lot of lore compared to Lantry. So you do want to focus on abilities for her. She has a lot of good ones that are unique for her, being a Tidecaster. Oh, I didn't even read that, sorry. You claimed Ascension Hall with your disfavored allies, satisfying the terms of Kairos' baleful edict. You and the forces of Kairos are free from the Overlord's death sentence. With the threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turned their attention away from the Citadel and toward each other. The tensions that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus armies clashed iron and bronze in a hasty, disorganized battle. As his forces were cut down, the voices of Nerat and his officers escaped to the Stone Sea, leaving the conscript army to carry on their battle against the disfavored. In the aftermath, the disfavored broke camp and withdrew to their fortress in the Blade Grave, there to regroup and prepare for the extended campaign against the Scarlet Chorus. Having taken Vindrian's Well for yourself, Archon Gravenash recognized your lawful claim to rule and occupy the Spire. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spreads that the Scarlet Chorus and disfavored turn on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired instead to continue fighting. The Archon's feud has heralded the collapse of Kairos' offensive. Uh-oh. Tunon, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his Fatebinder to return to the court at the Bastard City and report on his actions in Vindrian's Well. Makes sense. Civil War. What a shame that it descended into this. Archon Ash will want to meet and discuss the next steps. Best that you regroup in Ironhearth. Gather your strength and regroup. But don't leave the Archon waiting. Send Ash my regards. The General has done much for me, and I wish he was here to see this. I will join him after I speak with Tunon. That would be best. She shakes her head and looks at the Spire with fresh feeling. It's not enough that we're fighting 2 wars. Now we have this to puzzle through. I don't envy your position. See you at Ironhearth. It's kind of weird. Did she come back? That's odd. There was a portal here a moment ago, but it seems to have vanished. The sculpture pulses and builds in volume.
Let's be off.
Okay.
On it.
Should probably check this out. On closer inspection, a series of symbols carved around the base of the structure come into view. Blue-white glow. The pattern resembles glowing lights of Ascension Hall. You stare at the symbol. The chill of the wind abates and your chest swells with warmth. The air finally welcomes your lungs sated at last. I'd be careful going any closer. This whole tower is humming with energies that we don't understand. Now, I didn't say back away. Let's find out what it does. Just be cautious. I can feel power running through this place. You can sense the magic of the Spire even from down below, but up here, this close to the axis of the Spire, the deluge of energy is numbing. I feel dizzy. Do you feel dizzy? What is this thing? Surface of the stone edifice trembles at your words. For a brief moment, the solid rock undulates, the same motion as a quiet pond rippled, and echoes, bounces back from afar. Your voice distorted and unfamiliar. Is this thing? Your voice, for a moment there, it sounded like song. Oh, but that's not how I did it. Sculpture is once again still. There's a rush, warmth through your body, a jolt of innervation that steadies your balance. A barrage of tactile sensation floods your mind as you feel footsteps in wind, but not on your face or your limbs. A moment later, the flood of information begins to make sense. You're feeling the wind against the Spire and even the weight of your own feet as if the Spire were a second spine. With this connection made, you feel your awareness pull from this place, not as a traveler, but as one glimpsing the world from impossibly far away. In this moment, there is nothing you cannot see, though you see it nearly all at once in a flood of sensation that is difficult to parse. You see a spire at the crossing of an ancient stone structure, 2 walls extending off into the distance. At the base of this eternal spire, settlers and merchants act in every way unconcerned, toiling under the observation of unforgiving taskmasters. As the shadow of the spire falls over them, the mood changes. The settlers pause in shared unease, look up at the sky towards you. Though you haven't seen it in person, you're certain this is a vision of Lethian's crossing. For nowhere else are the tearsmen brave or desperate enough to settle at the intersection of bane-ridden old walls. Near this settlement built at the joining of the ancient walls, you see a breach in the massive masonry, a cleft into the forbidden hidden realm within the old walls. Okay, the old walls. Shadows envelop you, muting all sound and vision with slight delay. There is a feeling of perversion, of wrongness. Whatever arcane power is allowing your senses to drift free of your body seems to falter in this place. Figures haunt the stone halls, drifting emanations of cloud, claw, and fang. They pay you no heed, but you fear them all the same. In the depths of this forbidden place, the deepest chamber is bathed in light. The arcane symbol illuminates the floor, though the details hurt your eyes when you focus. The spire feels similar to the one you now occupy, though instead of radiating arcane life, it reeks of dust and crumbling stone, a branch withering once pulled from its tree. The link between you and the spire recedes. The arcane bond is present, but the mystical energies for the moment are quiet. Your body is flooded with excitement and fatigue. It's unclear whether the mystic connection is strengthening you or siphoning. The tower offers nothing by way of answer. You know that asking would only yield more silence and mystery. The deluge of sensation is over, but the positions of the other spire still linger in your mind. From your vantage point atop the mountain spire, you can easily spot the mysterious structures, each of them rising high above their distant surroundings. And now the portal is back. Did you sense that? The ripples are everywhere. When you move, the magic of this place stirs and churns. That portal over there, those burning braziers, they all grow more intense as you approach. I think it's responding to your presence. Hate to interrupt the wool gathering, but you did just resolve one of Kairos' edicts, which is at least as remarkable as ascending a spire. Am I the only one who thinks they might be related? Plants his feet and crosses his arms. As the lawful holder of the spire, it is your duty to find out as much about it as possible. That includes understanding edicts as well. If you forget your responsibilities, I'll be only too happy to remind you. Be sure to see me after your audience with Tunon. We cannot let the Scarlet Chorus gain hold in the tears. Together we will wipe them from the land. Come to me as soon as you can, Fatebinder. We have a lot of work to do. Alright, thanks. Disfavored ability, stand together, stand tall. Which we can see here. Pulse rate per 3 seconds. This is a passive allied AoE. +2 resolve for 3 seconds. So that's constant. Everyone gets more resolve. And then if we get all the way up there, then we can get this one here. Excellent. Whoa, it's just you that needs to level up. So with her, we can see that her lore is only at 45. She's not going to get a huge amount of spells, or high-level spells. She can still use them just fine. So investing in wits may not be the best way to go unless we raise the lore even more. My feeling is perhaps might and quickness might be the way to go. In fact, might glows on tide casting, so it seems to be related. So we have 3 points. I'm going to do 2 to might and 1 to quickness. Quickness will help us out getting her to use more abilities, which would be good because her abilities are pretty nice. We already have that one. We do not have that one, but this is pretty good. She's got Title and Gravelight. And Gravelight is... It's kind of a neat lore thing in this game. The Gravelight is the power of Terratus, which is one of the moons that supposedly has kind of an arcane, kind of lightning-y sort of thing. So we've got Mother's Embrace, which was the drowning thing that she used before, which is a nice thing to have. And cause each enemy in a cone to trigger an explosion of Gravelight energy. Foes take arcane damage and portion of their loss. That seems really nice. So like I said, she's got some really nice abilities. So getting Might and Might to increase the power of it, and quickness to reduce the cooldowns seems to be the way to go. And now we can get stuff on the Spire. We can get different people hired. I'm gonna get this fella because he's pretty useful. And then we'll have to think more about that.
Will do.
But we are out of time. Thanks for watching. This is kind of like the transition from Act 1 to Act 2 of the game. So we are getting into the thick of the actual gameplay now. So yeah, come back for that as we're going to go to see Tunon, I think, first. And then we're going to work out the rest as we go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.